Hello everyone, and welcome to what is now episode 7 of our regular VegfestUK Chat shows, and this is the Summerfest special. That's it, folks. We've got to the weekend of the Summerfest Online. First time VegFest done a show online of this nature, and it's been really fantastic so far. We had a trade and media day yesterday. That was great, real quality. Fantastic panelists, some just awesome information for trade and media professionals, and just set the scene for what is going to be a fantastic weekend of all things vegan. We've got this incredible show. You can register for it. You can just go online at vegfest.co.uk/Summerfest Online and go to the visit page. Register for the event. Once you've registered, you can log in, visit the exhibitors, you can visit the auditorium, and you can visit the chat rooms, and you can see all sorts of really incredible vegan and plant-based products, people, projects, and just a lot of information and education, fun, inspiration, some great performances. So in a minute, I will be joined by my co-presenter, but just to say to you, please do share today if you can. Do share our little show here. Do go and invite people, invite friends and colleagues, invite your family. If you're already vegan, there's some great information for people new to veganism. And if you are new to veganism, well, look, here's your opportunity to come along and find out what all this vegan thing is about. You'll have some great information on plant-based diets. You'll have some fantastic information on the vegan way of life. And you will get a load of inspiration as to why we should no longer be using animals. And if you have animals on your breakfast plate right now, this is most certainly the show for you indeed. People, feel free to come on board, come in, come and find out what the vegan thing's all about. Bring your friends, do some browsing, visit the exhibitors, do some shopping, have a great time, and please do support the event and engage with it. Now, we have a really packed program. We're going to breeze through it at a rapid pace. If you are familiar with VegfestUK Chat, you will know that I'm always joined by my most incredible, wonderful presenter, my co-presenter, Karen Richards, who gives up her time willingly to just share her extremely ebullient personality and passion for all things vegan with us. And here she is at 9:04 a.m. to join us. Karen Richards, thank you once again, joining us from deepest, darkest Essex by the look of it. It doesn't look right out there, so maybe a good sign to get online and come and join the Summerfest. How are you today, Karen?
I'm great. I'm absolutely excited. This is going to be the best weekend of the whole summer. It is VegfestUK Summerfest Online. We've got such a packed show. And as Tim said, look, we're learning every day about veganism. However, Tim and I have got 60 years of veganism between us, and it is our biggest passion. So no matter what you are, vegetarian, plant-based, vegan, curious, vegan, we don't mind. You can join in this weekend because we've got everything for a really fantastic show for you. I cannot wait.
That's it, Karen. So, yeah, what basically we're going to just look at over the next 40 minutes or so is basically what's happening today. Today, obviously, being Saturday, August the 15th. The show opens at 10 a.m. So we're currently 9:05. Clocks are ticking, we're on our countdown, and once it opens you can, as I said, register for free. You can come in, you can have a look around all the stalls, go and have a look at everything, but really I think the highlight of the show is two things. I mean, you've got your exhibitors, they've got some really good special offers on, so go and have a browse, have a look at what's on, because there's some really good special offers, and we'll come to that in a bit. But there's also some just fantastic features and, of course, the all-important live streams. So the way this works, folks, is that the live streams are time-sensitive. The first one's on at 11 o'clock BST. Then we're on at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4:30, 6 o'clock, 7:30, 9 o'clock, and we wrap up with a finale to wrap up around about 10:30, 11 o'clock tonight. All of which is live, all of which is accessible when you register. You can see the details down there below, and of course also in the links in the Facebook chat. So, Karen, our first featured area that we're going to look at is particularly amazing because not only is it the Vegan Women's Leadership Network, but it is also the most fantastic presenter that you and I think have seen at VegFest, which is, of course, Katrina Fox. So, Karen, come and introduce our first guest, Katrina Fox.
Oh, well, I first met Katrina Fox when she interviewed me for her fantastic book, and she is absolutely rocking the vegan business world in particular. I feel that she's a friend of mine. She's a friend of many people. We've hung out, we've been on the stage together. And on top of that, we both love sequins and a bit of sparkle. So I don't know what beats that, but the most wonderful Katrina Fox is joining us now, I think live from Australia.
That's right, Katrina Fox. Katrina, we're there. We're there.
Hello. I love that you mentioned the sparkles. I put it on specially for the show because, we haven't been out anywhere. And I thought, what a perfect opportunity, VegfestUK Summerfest, for me to put my nice sparkly jacket on. So I'm glad you read that, Karen. So lovely to be here. Hello.
Oh, that's brilliant. You look gorgeous.
Oh, so do you. I like your eyeshadow. See, look, we're going into it. I said to Karen earlier, we've got an Essex girl, Karen, online. I'm an original Cockney, and whenever my accent changes, whenever I'm around people, I'm already going into my full EastEnders mode.
That's it. Oh, have a word. Honestly, David Green. Not there's much chance of that with us three on the air, but there you go. Katrina, it's absolutely fantastic of you to join us. And you, as you mentioned, you are in Australia today. Where you live. So, there's something like, I think, an 11-hour time difference. It's
about 9, I think, at the moment. It depends on the time of year. So it's 6 o'clock in the evening where I am. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm so happy to be joining you. London's my hometown, and I always love to come back, and I especially always love to come back to VegfestUK. But this is the next best thing. So I'm really happy that we can make this work. It's really exciting.
Well, you've been absolutely brilliant. You played the most fantastic part in this. And of course, yesterday you were hosting a most interesting panel. I have to say, I watched it all, although I was off stage and lurking for a bit of the time. I listened in, and it was just an exceptional quality of people that you had, and that was for the Trade and Media Day. But today's different. It's all about the public coming along. The doors are open. And tell us a little bit about you, or not only today, but of course tomorrow, you've got the opening sessions again, and that's the Vegan Women's Leadership Network.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about it. And a huge thank you to VegfestUK for, you've always done this in the past, and now even more so, elevating the voices of vegan women, just making VegfestUK so diverse and accessible. So I love that. So I just want to say thank you to that. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, today, Saturday, I'm hosting Vegan Women's Leadership Network panel, Finding Your Voice as a Leader in the Animal Advocacy and Vegan Movement. So I think that one's going to be really great. And we're joined by a lovely group of women, and really international as well, which is wonderful because we're able to do that now. We're virtual. And then tomorrow is Vegan Women Making a Difference in Business. So again, joined by some absolutely amazing women from the UK and from across the globe. So I'm really excited by, the Vegan Women's Leadership Network is a global ethical leadership community to help vegan women become leaders in their field, whatever that might be. It could be just how they're working in their local community, or it could be, how they're doing in business or in politics. It's whatever is right for them, but just, some way to help them, to support them, to lift one another up. And we launched, as you, I think, mentioned yesterday, Tim, during lockdown, pre-launch during lockdown. We went live just last month, and we've already had virtual meetups. There's great collaborations happening. It's a really lovely energy and vibe for members. So again, really appreciate you giving us a platform here at VegFest UK, and I really hope people will join in. It is interactive, the live stream, so you can type your questions into the Q&A, and I absolutely invite that, because I say we've got some really amazing women, and we'd love for you to join in, for the audience to join in.
Karen, what do you reckon? You should be on there, really.
I know. Well, next time we do it, we're going to have Karen in.
Yeah. Yeah, really looking forward to it. I'm delighted to be a member now, and yeah, looking forward to doing lots more.
Oh, wonderful. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to everything else that's going on as well. You know, I'm quite like the fact that I'm doing this kind of in the morning, well, the morning UK time, because then afterwards I can join in some of the other talks and the entertainment and the comedy and everything. So, and we will have it. We've also got a stall. So the Vegan Women's Leadership Network does have a stall, a stand. So you can come and chat. There's a chat room. Some of the women after the live stream, I think, we're going to be available. So yeah, do come and join us and hang out. And there's lots of information there where you can interact. So yeah, I think it's going to be really good. I'm so excited. After this, I've got to have me dinner, and then I'll be ready to rock and roll.
That's great. I'll be there to introduce you, and I mean that's going to be in about 12:10 in the BST in the UK here, and not this much summer right now. I've got to say, like BS, I'm not sure if it should be B something else, BOT. British overcast time, I think, is the word that we would have, overcast, but not that gloomy, dampen our spirits.
No, it's going to be sparkling and sunny inside the virtual event. Absolutely,
it was fantastic. It was such a crack yesterday. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I've obviously been putting this together over 3 months, as we all have. We've been working away on this project, and I've been kind of waiting. I've been saying it's a bit like Christmas. You have to wait. It's like kids unwrapping the present. It's like, wow, you know, and then to see all the content there, it's just fantastic. So
it's amazing, and it's so cool. Like, you know, yesterday we saw the virtual lobby. Like, it's not just rocking up on Facebook. Like, you literally go into the lobby, and it's like you walk into these different areas and walk around the stores. I mean, it's so cool. I love the state of the art technology that you've invested in. So I really encourage people, if you haven't already registered, it's completely free, which is so amazing. You know, do come in and have a nose around, because it's just so exciting and fun and different.
Absolutely. And Katrina, just to re-mention, so you're on at 11 o'clock BST, so it's in just under 2 hours time, so you can come and find us. You can log on at the VegFest site, vegfest.co.uk, under the Summerfest. It's easy to find. The details are below. And Katrina Fox will be hosting the Vegan Women's Leadership Network panel at 11 o'clock, both Saturday and Sunday. There's some great presentations there from some of the members of the network there. So do join us. And Katrina, thank you so much for your input. It's just monumental. And I think, you know, the respect that you've earned, that you have already anyway, but I think just people genuinely respect what you've done to launch something in lockdown. Indeed, same with this, actually. I mean, VegFest, we've launched this in lockdown, and I'm not going to pretend it's been particularly easy. I mean, we try and make it look easy and fun, but behind the scenes, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
So,
well, you've done a fantastic job, Tim, and I'm always, happy and lovely to collaborate with VegfestUK, with you, with Karen. You're two of my favourite people, and I'm really excited to be part of this show. So, yeah.
Well, thanks very much. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Lovely to see you.
We're going to bring him in a minute, and we'll catch you up at 11 o'clock shortly. Isn't that fantastic, Karen? I love Katrina. She's just such a breath of fresh air, sparkly. Do you know who she reminds me of? You, actually. I'm surrounded by the most wonderful people, Katrina Fox and Karen Rogers, I have to say. You talk about favourite people, I mean, but what you bring to VegFest too is just wonderful.
Oh, thank you. It was lovely chatting to Katrina, and like with all of our wonderful guests, I wish we had much more time, but she kind of just disappeared spontaneously. I wanted to say bye-bye, but she's gone, but she will be back in the next couple of hours on Summerfest. So you can find out more by registering. Obviously, you've got to go and register.
So if you want to find out what's on, you can go to the VegFest site, vegfest.co.uk, and And Karen, can you just tell people a little bit more about where, just tell people where to find stuff, Facebook and such like, just while I chat to my next guest, because we're not quite sure who we've got on actually. So
yeah, no, that's great. Well, as I said, because yesterday I did live interviews with BBC Cornwall, with BBC Northamptonshire, BBC Surrey, we've got BBC Oxford later, and I said the best thing is really to just Google VegFest, and there's links there to Summerfest as well. So yeah, that's the easiest thing to do. Do go and register. And as Tim said, follow us on all the socials as well, so you can keep up to date with what's going on. And I'm particularly excited for my special session as well later on, so we'll chat about that later as well.
We'll come to that, Karen's Super Celebrity Summerfest special at 7:30 this evening. But meanwhile, we have missed a lot about, with live events, but one of the things we are able to bring to the table a bit at the VegFest Online Summerfest is a bit of comedy. And let's be honest, I think a few of us have been a little bit short in the laughter department. I have had the pleasure of helping put together the comedy programme over the last month or two. I've seen now the most fantastic collection. I think there's 5 pre-recorded presentations up on the at the show in the comedy area, and really some creative comedy, because it is a tough one to do obviously when you've got no audience. I mean, comedians, stand-up comedians, they need an audience really. It's kind of part of the tools of the trade, if you like. And on that note, if you're listening and you're out of work, you're one of the comedians, performers, or in the events trade, obviously VegfestUK UK, we are in the events trade, we know what it's like. We've had 100% drop off, and it's brutal. And for a lot of people in the events trade, this has been an extraordinarily brutal time. It's been brutal for a lot of us anyway, but in the events trade particularly, festivals especially. But a breath of fresh air that is going to join us now is Mike Kelson. So Mike, he's putting together the comedian stuff, and here he is, Mike. Goodness, thanks for joining us.
Hello everyone.
Great to see you, Mike. We've shared the stage at VegFest. We've had giggles. We've had an absolute blast. So it's great to see you again, and great to see you, as a huge part of Summerfest as well. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's going well. Like Tim was saying, it's good. It's been a hard time for a lot of people, or most people, and entertainers in particular, because you rely on giving a performance, and if you can't give a performance to anyone, then you're kind of thinking, what's the point? So it's good to get the comedians involved. It's good to have this opportunity to as much as for the comedians as for the people watching, because it's good to be getting back to some sort of normality, even though obviously it's over a computer as opposed to a stage. Yeah.
Well, there is a bright side to that, as indeed a lot of us have found, is that, when your back's against the wall and the tools of the trade are removed from you, you have to come up with new resources and new ideas. And so there is a sort of creative process when you are stripped bare. You have to come up with something else. Mike, I've seen your little act, actually. What was interesting is that, I've shared that with a couple of people. So one person just fell about laughing. The other person just didn't get it at all. And I laughed out loud 5 times when I saw Mike's 5-minute piece. And, I don't always laugh at comedy, but this one was great. And the first laugh was a little chuckle. And there was a little chuckle. And then actually, you come out with one chuckle. I was actually just laughing out loud properly, spontaneously. I thought it was really funny, but it was quite a subtle joke. And so I guess that, you've got to be in the right frame to sort of sometimes sing. So I think what we're also saying with online is that, come on, people, you need to kind of engage with this. Yeah, look, it's not easy. It's not like a live event. It's different. But this is us moving forward for a lot of people. Let's look at the benefits. And particularly, in terms of creativity, try the best to use these incredibly challenging, and let's be honest, quite depressing, miserable experiences that a lot of us are going in some areas to try and come through to really create a positive energy, and particularly when you start channeling it into helping people understand the benefits of going vegan. You know, we've got this fantastic art display going on, I should just mention right now. Over 70 artists all over the world. The Art Compassion Project is being hosted.
I've got a couple of them behind me.
Yeah, and that's, again, it's kind of trying to, you know, because art is, such a precious thing, and the arts are so much under the cosh right now, and to be any kind of inspiration. So, you know, if you're listening today, people, do come and share these fantastic efforts. I mean, Mike's got a live stream at, I think, 6 o'clock tonight.
6 o'clock,
Summerfest special. So just, Mike, very briefly, I know we've got a number of guests waiting in our wings to bring on, but we really do want to know what's going to happen at 6 o'clock. What's up?
6 o'clock. Right. Well, I've got all the guys who've contributed to live performances, which will be able to be seen during the course of the day. Will be coming along, having a chat, telling us how lockdown has affected them, what their plans are going forward. They'll be plugging, I'm sure, anything that they've got to sell or to promote. But we're going to have a little bit of a fun quiz as well. We've got a bit of a music quiz. So it's hopefully going to be a lot of fun. So please, come along at 6 and see what we're up to.
Yeah, so that's basically, you can easily log in, guys and girls. There's the stuff downstairs that you can see. You can see at the bottom, Summerfest Online /visit. It's free to attend. Karen, you will be, I reckon, having a little watch just whilst you're getting ready for the Summerfest special. And on that note, I should remind you that you and I need to have a little chat about how we're going to manage 2 live streams at the same time with our guests, Adamski and numerous other ones. And we've got a crossover of precisely 1 minute. So we haven't even chatted about that, but I'm sure we'll manage. But the way it works, people, is you can log on. And like Mike said, there's a number of presentations up there. So you can kind of log on and watch them anytime. But then if you tune in at 6, you can join the live stream, you can join the feed, and you can join Mike with his 4 guests, and they will be, chatting away a bit. They've all got a joke or 2 to come out with. I think we've got them a lockdown special that they're going to say, we'll see. But it is tough without the audience. But, let's make sure that we make it work. So come along, people. Do a bit of sharing, do a bit of browsing, do a bit of shopping with our exhibitors if you can. Support some of these independent vegan traders. Support some of our independent vegan comedians and indeed the musicians. There's some music up there too. There's going to be some music live stream later. Karen will be telling us a bit more about that later. So, Mike, I just want to say thank you for joining us. And Karen, it's pretty cool, isn't it, what Mike does with the comedians, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, I think the comedy, every time I've gone past at VegFest when I've had a break from the stage, the comedians area is standing room only. It is so popular. Mike is a fantastic host, a brilliant comedian. We've had right giggles on the stage, on my radio show as well. And he's a really cool guy. And I know the comedians are going to be absolutely fantastic. And I find it particularly interesting that there's so many vegan comedians now. It's a thing in the comedy world. I think it's because they're so brilliant. I mean, to stand up there and with the sole purpose really of making that audience laugh, that is such a brave thing to do. So I really sort of take my, big hats off or whatever to people that put themselves out there. And I'm really looking forward to the comedy. So thank you, Mike.
Well, thank you. And there's such a good lineup today. I'm going to be on all day checking out all these live streams and seeing what's going on, because there's so much, as there is usually at VegFest. There's so many things going on. It's difficult to take them all in, but it looks a lot of fun, yeah.
It's definitely a lot of sharp fun, and we are looking forward to it. So, Mike, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you at 6 o'clock tonight.
Yes, indeed. Look forward to it. See you later on. Bye-bye.
I love Mike. What a nice guy.
Proper job. And I should mention too, Mike, you know, between us all, and I know, and I'm going to just touch on this, is we all do, you know, we do, you know, work. We've all got mental health problems right now, a lot of us, and comedians especially find it very hard. And I say problems, challenges, basically. I think the problem is how do you overcome the challenges? That's the problem. And part of the way to solve that is to be creative and to be practicing positive mindsets, looking forward to things, setting yourself little targets, you know, working hard at, you know, what's in front of you that you can achieve, perhaps not looking too far ahead sometimes and letting it overwhelm you. So, you know, it has been part of the process of the VegfestUK Summerfest Online to try and basically raise some spirits, provide some focus, and try and stay in business too, because we are a business. And back in March, like, you know, a lot of businesses, we experienced a drop off. Our venue at Olympia was shut, and the drop off, you know, was 100%. So that's that. It went everything, and we still had a business to run. We had to try and keep things running, and you know, income just gone. And I know there's a number of other businesses that have experienced that, and it's not an easy one, you know. So the mental health challenges of that one, yeah. And I mean, there are other challenges. I mean, our frontline workers, you know, people working in the health food shops and the supermarkets, and obviously, of course, the people all over working in healthcare and frontline healthcare, and a number of others, school teachers. Every week I go on and on about the most wonderful people fighting the most extraordinary battles right now, and that's still going on. So Summerfest is all about trying to raise the spirits. It's a free event. We are asking for donations. We have a Friends of VegFest donor box, and if you'd like to donate something, you'd be very welcome. If you'd like to share that around, it's a bit like basically a ticket price. It's, you know, if you want to put a £5 in as a ticket price, great. If you can't afford it, of course not. Come along anyway. Perhaps just do a bit of sharing for us. I don't know. Just show a bit of love to the comedians. Something. But you know what? If you can help, please do. Because we want to keep doing this. We want to keep providing these platforms. And Karen, I know there's a bit of a joke about something about yesterday about Karen asking for donations, but it's true. We are. And I'm not shy to do that because, quite honestly, the amount of caliber people that are on board this, it's my responsibility and duty to keep this, you know, this ship flying, as it were. The ship's flying. Karen, who's our next guest? I don't even know. I think we've got Roger and Jeremy on. So Roger and Jeremy are going to be doing the animal rights. No, we're going to have Dave next, actually. So Dave Sheehan is doing the fitness area. You can see we're having fun this morning. Dave Sheehan is doing the fitness area. So he's going to be joining us in a minute. Dave's in Ireland right now, so I think he's having one or two lags or something with his technical issue. I have no idea. But Dave Sheehan's going to join us. He's in Ireland. He's doing the fitness area. He's been putting together some most fantastic guests. And hopefully he'll join us anyway. I have no idea really. Somewhere in the middle of Ireland, there's Dave sitting there waiting to go. Hello, Dave. No, he's there. Oh, dear. Watch out. Oh. Yeah? No? Maybe.
Hey, guys.
How are you, Dave? You made it.
Good to be on, guys. Ready for a great weekend.
Oh, that's lovely.
I did. Yeah, for some reason my laptop decided to do an update this morning. So,
yeah, whereabouts in
I'm in Limerick, southwest, the most rainy part.
Oh, you excited for VegFest then? I think we might have some.
So Limerick in the south. So yeah,
I think we might have some technical difficulties.
Yes,
This is we're live. We're relying on technology. There's thunderstorms. I know I've got a bit of a delay. I don't like to point out any issues. But this is the thing, guys. We're talking from our heart. We're doing this for love. We're doing this for veganism. And technical things may happen. So Dave is the sweetest guy. He's such a laugh. He's been on the stage with me. And, you know, he's also been on my radio show. He's got books out. He's set up big businesses. He really knows his stuff. However, the delights of the internet are proving a little bit tricky at the moment. So hopefully we will get Dave back.
I sympathise with Dave because that's what happened yesterday. 9:15, like 45 minutes before we're going to go live, my computer decides to do an update. It's exactly the same. So the whole thing just shut down. It went bonkers for about 20 minutes. And I just say, oh, right, okay, thanks a lot. You know, thanks for picking that moment. So I empathise with Dave, is that obviously the internet deities have decided to just put a spoke in the words, but it does happen. I mean, it doesn't really spoil the fun of the fair. Just to say that Dave will be on at 3 o'clock with 4:30. I beg your pardon. He'll be on at 4:30 with the fitness. But on at 1 o'clock today, we have the Animal Rights Show, and that is something that I'm really looking forward to. I mean, obviously, underpinning all the fun and games here is the the fact that animals are being brutally used in excessive quantities across the world as we speak, and the whole point of going vegan really is to avoid the use of animals. So that's basically the point of the Animal Rights Academy, and the Animal Rights Show. There's some great information up there. You can go along. It's free to attend. It's a presentation. Some great presentations, but there's also the live stream that's going to be at 1 o'clock, and it's going to be hosted by our very good friends Jeremy and Roger. And I believe that Jeremy and Roger are now joining us now. Roger Yates from Dublin, Jeremy Hess from Brighton, and here we are.
Time to test the Brighton internet.
Yeah, I'm from Ireland as well, but this part of it has got an internet connection.
So, Jeremy, are you there?
Can you hear my? If you can hear my audio, we might be okay. But the image, I think I might be having a video issue.
There's a definite interesting video issue there, but you know, we can.
That's just the way that Jeremy moves. That's all.
But that's fantastic. So, Roger, briefly, tell us about what's happening at 1 o'clock today.
Well, Jeremy knows all that, so I was hoping he would do that.
Yeah, we've been working hard.
Roger's like me; he doesn't have a clue what's going on. Jeremy, what's happening at 1?
Yeah. We've been working hard in the studio, getting ready for 1 o'clock. So yeah, we're going to be talking about kind of the why and how of getting active. So it's both for the activist curious and also for experienced activists to get together, share ideas, and see how we can maximize our impact. So that will be led by a team of us. There's 6 of us total that have helped kind of lead the show. And it's really just been a great opportunity to bring people together and to connect.
Yeah, I think we should be getting a special announcement by Ronnie Lee as well, which we're just trying to line up. So I'm springing that on Jeremy, but there you go. So, Karen, you're my favourite Essex person, as you know. And when these masks became compulsory, I got this one, and it reminded me of you. So look at this. Gosh, you're always smiling.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Roger. Dr. Roger Yates. I like to say your full title. The feeling is mutual. I can't wait for you to pop over to Essex and you can come and hang out and come on my radio show.
I'll have to row over.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you've both got that in common, haven't you? You both do retro shows. Like Roger Yates does a retro show from around about the 60s and 70s. Karen Ridges is 80s and 90s. So between Roger and Karen, they span 40 years, 4 great decades of music when rock and roll was proper rock and roll. Never mind about all this stuff our kids come out today. They haven't got a Danny LaRue what rock and roll is. Back in the day, we knew what rock and roll was, didn't we, Roger? And of course, Roger, it's true to say, because you were a T-Rex fan, and I know that for a fact, and Karen has the most eclectic taste in music. But never mind the music, it's not really here to talk about music. What we're really talking about is the VegFest today, although we do actually have some fantastic music. So I don't mind if we talk about music. I mean, we've got a Dansky coming. We've got some live hip hop being streamed from LA by a group called the Wake Up Experience, which is just phenomenal. It's like vegan, woke hip hop from, you know, the most really good kit. And then, of course, tomorrow we've got Maccabee, which is just going to be absolutely fantastic.
I'm looking forward to Maccabee, I've got to admit.
Me too.
Never played a 45. That's a real favourite of mine.
Yeah. So I think also what you're also doing, Jeremy, I believe too, you've got a presentation specifically about the works of Tom Reagan. Is that right?
Yeah, we've got 2 on-demand videos in addition to the live stream at 1 o'clock that introduce Tom Reagan's work, which I know has been a big inspiration for a lot of us and really the inspiration behind the show. And it goes through the team members of the show and really kind of how his work has influenced us. And it's really cool because we each pick a clip. So it's just kind of a rapid fire look at how he's influenced our advocacy. And then there's also a highlight reel of kind of the Animal Rights Show Unplugged, which we had a bit of fun with, picking out some of our favorite clips and splicing them together.
Because you've been doing this show, haven't you? I mean, the Animal Rights Show, I think it's been every week or every 2 weeks, plus some in-between presentations and interviews that sort of formed a series of work now going back over, well, I think most of the lockdown. So I think sort of end of March, but in April, you know, they started coming through. I've been able to tune into a few of them. You've had some great guests, actually. You've had some really good debates. And I think a lot of people perhaps don't always understand what animal rights really means. And what I like about your work is you do break it down nice and simply, use the works of Tom Reagan as an influence. And Roger, too, you've got a really interesting area that you look at the growth of the vegan social movement, which is a really important underpinning thing, is to understand that, you know, plant-based diets or pretty much plant-based culture has been around for generations, millennia. Different culture, in fact, all cultures across the globe have contributed in many, many different ways to the growth of a pretty much plant-based culture. But it was only in the 1940s that a social movement emerged, and in the way that, you know, a number of people who shared these kind of principles and ideas formed a collective, started, you know, defining these thoughts and positions and beginning to form them into coherent push to really get this message out and increase the amount of vegans. And I think the work you're doing is just fantastic. I find it very inspirational. People, you're very welcome to join Roger and Jeremy at 1 o'clock for the live stream. VegfestUK Summerfest Online. It's easy to attend. You can register free. VegfestUK.co.uk /etc. And it's all in the information below, plus the information to join. Roger, Jeremy, thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's been brilliant, and we'll catch you at 1 o'clock today.
Thank you for all you're doing too. You're doing a great job with the show. You'll catch us up soon at this rate.
We'll see you soon. Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.
A good crew, Karen. I know you're good pals with Roger. A great crew.
I really love Roger. We have such a giggle when we get together at VegFest. I really love him. And I do remember when Jeremy went and done a radio interview for us at Brighton a couple of years ago, and he blew things away and they filmed it. And it was a fantastic, inspirational interview, all about being positive and vegan, and he took in food as well to try. So yeah, he's a really cool guy. Both of them are. So do go and check them out later on today at VegfestUK Summerfest Online.
Yeah, and they are. They've been brilliant. They've really helped. I think Jeremy's been, you know, really brought a breath of fresh air. He's got great energy. He's got really productive, positive, uplifting. And again, I've just emphasised what I do like about this emergence is that, you know, animal rights is pretty simple, really, in many respects. It's just the one right, that's the start of it. You can strip it down. It's just the one right not to be used as property that animals all have. So that's the basis. And, it's that one right not to be used that we all share as beings on the planet. That's the key issue. It kind of underpins the rest of it. And sure, there's some really interesting discussions to be had. But the basis of it is actually a really simple, straightforward position. It's a position of justice for animals. And it respects that right that animals all have not to be used as property, which basically means they don't end up on a dinner plate. They're not ending up on our clothing and in our makeup and body care. And we're not using them for entertainment, and we are not putting them in laboratories and testing on them. We're just basically leaving the animals alone to enjoy themselves and their lives. And I'm very grateful for Roger and Jeremy's work, especially, and a number of other activists, of course. But I see this emergence now of an animal rights philosophy underpinning the vegan position, whilst we always see this huge growth of plant-based diets everywhere, which is, of course, just fantastic. So, Karen, unfortunately, Dave's unable to join us. We haven't been able to solve his technical problems, but not to worry. Dave's going to be on at 4:30. I will run through that very briefly. Just mention our sponsors, Yayo. Tell us a bit about Yayo, Karen. Your fans of Yayo. Have you heard of them before?
Yeah, firm fave over here, and I really think that we need to look at what we're putting on our skin. I mean, for me as a vegan, it's obviously much more than food. It's skincare, it's what you clean your teeth with. It's just absolutely everything. But in particular, looking after our skin, we want to keep it hydrated as much as possible. And I particularly like using Yayo because it's natural, it's because it comes from hemp. And I like to avoid skincare that's got, such long name chemical things in that I can't even pronounce. So, I've used Yayo many times, many years when I go on holiday. And it's something that I trust. And, there's different factors to suit different times. There's so many lovely products. So, it's great that they're sponsors. And I am a genuine fan.
Yes, I am too. And Yayo have a 30% off special offer running today in honour of the Summerfest. There's a Summerfest special 30% off with a free tropical body butter for every purchase over £20. So there's a really good example of one of the many special offers today at the VegfestUK Summerfest. And we wouldn't be in a position to do this Summerfest without the backing of this one firm in particular. This firm stands out head and shoulders for us. Beauty Island Foods consistently put their money where their mouth is. They make a point of looking after vegan events, vegan projects as part of that ethos. Meanwhile, they're supplying Tesco's. They're supplying, I think, Sainsbury's with their own brand of vegan cheese. And, of course, their famous and iconic cheese brand of vegan cheese, the daddy of the vegan cheese, if you like. Not, excuse me, I mean, you know what I mean? The leaders of the vegan cheese field, because they've been at it since 1988. And I remember buying Beauty Island cheese back in 1988. Indeed, when I was first vegan, I'd been vegan a few years then. And I'm really, really deeply grateful. I was actually in tears when they came through. I was so humbled by the generosity of Beauty Island. And, we can't do it without, So I do genuinely hope that some other firms that are in positions, especially those that have the factories, are in a position to keep their supplies running, keep their staff safe and running. And they've got, in some cases, boom industries. So, let's look after those that need it. And we're one of them, actually. I don't mind saying. And that's why Beauty Island support means so much, because literally we cannot function anymore without that support. So thank you, Beauty Island. Genuinely, deeply grateful. So look, guys, we've lost Dave, but not to worry. Karen, I'm just going to run through very briefly the schedule, just for the listeners today. But of course, we're going to come to your key live stream at 7:30 this evening. So 11 o'clock, that's in about 1 hour 15. We start off with the Vegan Women's Leadership Network panel hosted by Katrina Fox. That's going to be live stream at 11 o'clock at Summerfest Online. 1 o'clock, we are joined by Dr. Roger Yates and Jeremy Hess with the Animal Rights Show. That's going to be at 1 o'clock, streaming live for about an hour 15, hour 20. At 3 p.m, we have the Plant-Based Health Professionals UK. Of course, we had Dr. Shireen Kassan and Layla Degan on last week for our chat show. So they're going to be doing a whole panel about staying fit and healthy and well during the coronavirus era. That's going to be invaluable discussions by evidence-based doctors, practitioners and researchers. 4:30, I beg your pardon, we then have Dave Sheehan doing the fitness. So Dave is going to be joined by none other than Robert Cheek, also I believe Kate Strong, Annie Connolly, Nathan Lawton, who's going to be doing the bodybuilding competition on the Sunday at 4:32. So you can find out how they went to that. There's details somewhere or other. I can't remember offhand where, but they are there somewhere. And that's going to be fantastic. But then at 6 o'clock, we've got the comedy. We talked about that, the comedy with Mike Kelson at 6. And then 7:30, we have the Cara Ridges Super Celebrity Summerfest Special, thought up by me as a name. Can barely remember how to say it, but it is the Cara Ridges Super Celebrity Summerfest Special. Tell us all about it, Cara.
Oh, you know what? I can't wait. It's a really big thing for me. I love people. I love meeting interesting people. And when I get to do that and share these brilliant people with the wonderful VegfestUK people that come along, our lovely people that come along to enjoy the festival, it just makes it even better. I mean, you and I get to hang out with really interesting people that we wouldn't ordinarily get to hang out with. Like Nathan King from Level 42. I mean, one of my all-time favourite bands. I can't even remember how Nathan and I got talking, but he is a lovely guy. He's come to VegFest. He's going to hang out with us later tonight. I mean, this is Level 42. Such an iconic band. And Nathan's been vegan over 30 years. So he's beaten me, Tim, and he's nearly catching up with you. But people like Carol Royal, a beautiful actress, a good friend of mine, her daughter, an up-and-coming pop star, Tally Spear. We also have Wendy Turner-Webster and Gary Webster, actors, presenters, authors. We're going to be speaking to Hector Bateman-Hardman, who is an up-and-coming absolute film star, loves being vegan, and he's 10 years old. So it's going to be great to get a different idea of a youngster who's, working with our friend Peter Egan. He's working with fellow vegan Natalie Emmanuel as well. So he's going to be telling us about that. And we've got Victoria Summer, who is a British actress, model and singer. And she's based in LA, although she has just announced her engagement to a top celebrity chef, and they're living in Italy at the moment. And she's going to be joining us as well. So how often do you get to hear and chat with, really, they're interesting people. They're top of their game. They're musicians, they're actresses, they're authors, they're presenters. We get to hang out with them, which I absolutely love. And what brings it all together, of course, is they are passionate vegans, like we are. So hopefully, if you're not vegan, you might find it interesting. If you are vegan, then you've got that connection that you just don't get. You just don't get it unless you're talking to another vegan. Everybody, you know what I mean. So yeah, we're going to hang out tonight at 7:30. I know I'm really talking probably far too much, but I'm just really excited and feel very blessed. Tim and I have worked together for nearly the 20 years that VegFest has been running. And, I know I get to, bring these celebrities on board, tell them how wonderful VegFest is, like Peter Egan, Jasmine Harmon, lots of other people, Lucy Watson, Ivana Lynch, brilliant people. But I've got to tell them something fantastic, and that something fantastic is VegFest, and they all fall in love with it. So yeah, I'm really excited. And yeah, I better shut up, Tim. I'm sure you've got lots of other things to say, but come and join in at 7:30 tonight. You'll be with me, your friendly Essex woman, vegan, and we'll just have a blast tonight, because we all need a bit of fun, don't we? So come and join in. Oh, and then after that, obviously, we're going to chat to the one and only Adamski, who is fantastic. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Okay, you definitely pulled it out of the hat there. I mean, it's just some great guests he got. I mean, Nathan King, level 42. I mean, it's free. I mean, he kind of reinvented bass guitar for a lot of people. He slapped bass with, some of those hits like, I mean, they were just awesome in the 80s, especially. It was a real fun band, and it's just, I think it's really important for, there are good role models who are genuinely vegan. I mean, I say role models. I don't think necessarily we need sort of role models. It's just people who are, like you said, top of the game, who are inspirational. But I think what I like about the vegan thing is there's a humbling aspect too about it. So although that celebrity game has its, other side to it, shall we say, the people we tend to work with, the vegan celebrities, and I mean, look, Gary Webster, I mean, he was in Minder. Come on, he was Minder. He wasn't just in Minder. He was Minder. He took over Dennis Morton's role in Minder. I mean, that guy's iconic. I can't wait to listen to him. And I mean, Carol Roy was in The Professionals. I was watching Carol Roy when I was 10 years old. Never mind when Hector Bateman, who is joining us, is 10. And we had a chat with Hector, didn't we? He's cute. Sweet as. He's a really sweet little kid. He's, again, top of his game, though, because he's in a remake of, the TV series 4 Weddings and a Funeral. So, he's done a Hollywood film. There's some really great. I mean, Tally Spear is great. We've heard Tally play. I'm looking forward to Victoria's Summer, actually. That's going to be great. And honestly, Karen, you have pulled out, once again, the most awesome lineup of celebrities. So people, do join us. It's easy to join. It's free. It's fun. Come and visit VegFest Online this year. We're going to be doing it again in November. We're going to be doing it again tomorrow, Sunday. If you want to do a bit of shop and share today, we would love it. Come and support some of the vegan businesses, encourage them. They want to see you. They want to see you pick up their stuff, do a bit of browsing, bit of sharing, go and say hello to them, talk to them, chat in the chat rooms. Use these functions, peeps. They're there, they're free, but you need to use them, because if you don't, we can't make it happen. So we do need people to support this online venture, and we do need you to get cracking with it and make a fuss of it, especially our stallholders, because they're the ones who really could do with a bit of support right now in the vegan thing, because a lot of the vegan businesses have had some tough challenges, as we know, it's a great thing that we want to support. So that's pretty much it, Kay. We will have to wrap up. I don't know if there's anything else that we've got waiting in the wings, as it were. But I do know that if you want to find out what's going on, it's at VegfestUK.co.uk/Summerfest Online. You can see the live streams. You can see the presentations. We've got, I think, somewhere 80 presentations up there. There's a load of music. We've got the live stream hip hop after Adamski's set tonight. There really is a lot going on. It's free. If you're new, come along. If you're old school, you've been before, do a bit of sharing, inviting. Let's bring along a crowd. Thanks very much for watching and listening. We're going to wrap up now. We've been going 55 minutes. And Karen, I will ask you to say goodbye, and then we will go into the Tom Reagan outro, as always, which wraps it up, of course, to remind us about the whole purpose of this whole vegan thing, which is an ethical position that avoids the use of animals wherever practicable and possible. So, Karen.
Well, thank you for watching. Please do share. Please do shop and share as well later on when we go live with our VegfestUK Summerfest Online. The guys have been working their socks out behind the scenes, as I have as well, spreading a positive vegan message and to tell everybody about our festival. This is you. This is for you. This is your festival. So please do come along, enjoy, have fun, and tell lots of other people as well. And as always, thank you to my wonderful, inspirational friend, Tim Barford, who is one of the biggest movers and shakers in the vegan world. I feel very blessed to be part of VegFest. And as I say, this is your VegFest. This is for you. So thank you for watching, and hopefully see you later. Have a lovely weekend.
My wife Nancy and I were active in the anti-war movement during the Vietnam period. And we were thinking that America should not be involved in that war because it involved violence that we didn't think could be justified. And during that period we thought about other aspects of our life that might involve violence. And we read Gandhi's work, and Gandhi's basically spoke from the page to us, so to speak, and said, if you think that violence against human beings is wrong if you can't justify it, how can you justify those dead body parts you mentioned in your freezer? And if you can justify that, please tell me, Professor Reagan, so to speak, and if not, think about it. And so we thought about it, and we couldn't find a good reason that would justify that kind of violence.
The other animals humans eat, use in science, hunt, trap, and exploit in a variety of other ways have a life of their own that is of importance to them apart from their utility to us. They are not only in the world, they are aware of it and also of what happens to them. And what happens to them matters to them. Each has a life that fares experientially better or worse for the one whose life it is. Like us, they bring a unified psychological presence to the world. Like us, they are some bodies, not some things.